Week 5 sits and starts, players you should trade for, and why Crockett Gilmore has my favorite name in the entire NFL. For real. This edition of Keepers starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to Week 5 of Keepers. I'm Susannah Collins, aka the gal that told you to start Alan Hearns last week. What can I say? I'm here for you guys. Let's kick things off with Week 5 sits and starts. Start Cole Beasley. Coming off a bye, the Pats should get off to a quick start, which will have Brandon Weeden needing to air it out. Eeks! And he usually likes to look Beasley's way when he does. Beasley's caught 12 passes in the 9+ quarters since Weeden took over. All their other wide receivers have combined for just 5. Whatever works for you, Brandon. Sit Mark Ingram in Philly. The Eagles have actually been really strong this year defending against the run, ranking 2nd in the league in DVOA and not allowing a rushing touchdown to a back on the season. Right guard Jyree Evans remaining sidelined with a knee injury only compounds the challenge the Saints face on the ground. Just one of their many challenges. Start the Bengals defense with the Seahawks and their, I'm gonna say it, mediocre offense coming to town on a short week for one of those 10 a.m. West Coast kickoffs. The deck is already stacked against Seattle. Throw in a banged up backfield and a mess of an offensive line that'll have Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap licking their chops, and it could be a big day for that Cincy D. Sit CJ Anderson in Oakland. Time to give this guy a spot on the bench. The average team has like 1.5 guys that have rushed for more yardage than Anderson, plus he hasn't scored, and on Sunday his remade O-line will have their hands full with the Raiders front, especially Dan Williams. Dude is a beast. Start Sam Bradford. A game against the Saints and their neutered pass D is exactly what the doctor ordered for Chip Kelly's embattled offseason prize. They've allowed an astronomical passer rating north of 115, which means they essentially turn every QB they face into Tom Brady. Even worse, that's with Jameis Winston and Brandon Weeden constituting half of their opposing quarterbacks. Yikes! Sit Jared Cook. Don't be fooled by his performances week 1 and week 2 when he led all Rams in receptions. He has disappeared since then and will not likely magically reappear this weekend facing a Packers defense that has bottled up tight ends all season long, allowing only 1 TD. Buy low on Alshon Jeffrey. First it was his calf, now it's his hamstring, so yeah, injuries have ruined the early part of his season. But considering only 4 guys have compiled more receiving yardage over the previous 2 seasons, it's a worthwhile roll of the dice that he can recapture that form as the season moves along, especially with Jay Cutler seemingly healthy enough to play and desperate for more targets. Sell high on Devonta Freeman. No, I'm not sniffing glue here. Finally getting a chance to start for the first time in his career due to Tevin Coleman's rib injury, Freeman capitalized by scoring tons of TDs the last couple of weeks, and so his value will never be higher than right now. He'd come back down to earth regardless, but now especially with Coleman set to return. Buy low on Ryan Tannehill. Who knows whether or not giving Joe Philbin the boot and replacing him with Dan Campbell will give Miami that jump start they desperately need, but if you can get him for a cheap flyer, it's well worth the minimal risk to add a guy that's still young and talented with a decent set of weapons who should be getting his stud left tackle back soon that he has missed dearly. Sell high on Alfred Morris. We could be on the verge of a full-blown 3-headed monster as Jay Gruden's given Chris Thompson plenty of playing time the past couple of weeks. So between he and Matt Jones, Alfred Morris stands to see a lightening of his workload as the season progresses. Hire Willie Snead and fire Andre Johnson. Where did this guy come from? Suddenly he's leading the Saints in receiving. Having seen a big uptick in playing time the last couple of weeks, Snead has clearly taken advantage. So, ride the hot hand. As for Johnson, it's looking like Father Time may be rearing its ugly head. He had a quiet first 2 games in a Colts uni and has been shut out altogether in the last 2. Sorry, old timer. Hire Crockett Gilmore and fire Zach Ertz. Side note, doesn't Crockett Gilmore sound like a dude who has his own smoker in his backyard and makes his own beef jerky, right? I digress. Gilmore should be coming back from his calf injury, and Joe Flacco literally has no choice but to lean on him. For real, who's even left? He lost Torrey Smith and Owen Daniels to free agency. First rounder Brashad Perriman has yet to even sniff the field. Dennis Pitt is dealing with another bad hip injury, and Steve Smith freaking broke his back. All of which means Crockett Gilmore should have plenty of chances to keep building off his nice start to the season. He should have a higher upside than Ertz, who's put up fewer yards and TDs in more games. There you have it, guys. Quick reminder, the Panthers, Dolphins, Vikings, and the Jets all are on bye this week, so don't you dare go starting Cam Newton. Set those lineups. We'll see you next week.